Hello, this is John Bowen, CEO of CEG Worldwide, and I got to tell you, I'm excited to be here with you today. This is my favorite segment, the Elite Advisor Profile and Success. And I have the opportunity each week to interview one of our top coaching clients who's out there making a huge difference with their clients and their community. And today I have the great pleasure of introducing you to a good friend, a top financial advisor, Walter Burns. Walter, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule and joining us.
Oh, it's great to be here, John.
Let me jump in. First, before I go to any of the questions, what I'd like to do, you got this big boat behind you. Maybe tell me, a little of the significance of, this painting in your office.
John, that's a painting of my great-great-grandfather, Captain Otway Burns, who was a very famous privateer in the War of 1812. Here he is rounding Sail Rock down in the Caribbean with five uh, enemy British men of war in hot pursuit. And the truth is that uh, if he had been captured, I might not be here today. But the fact of the matter is he wasn't, and he grew to probably be the most successful privateer, if not one of, in the history of the United States. Not only that, Otway Burns was a legislator after the War of 1812, an inventor. He invented the first steam-powered vessel in North Carolina that was a successful operation, and he did many, many things. So I feel blessed to be a descendant of him.
It's great that you have that behind you because one of the things that reminds me of is, you know, uh, that you're really passionate about wealth management and serving your clients well and doing well by doing that. And I can see that it's not unique. You're not the only one in your family to do it. It's a long history. Uh, Walter, help me out. Why are you so passionate about, serving your clients so well with wealth management?
You know, it all goes back to when I was a young boy on a road trip with my mom and dad. I was in the back seat, and my mother turned around and looked at me and she said, "Walter, did you know that all the men in the Burns family died destitute?" And of course, this was a complete shock to me. And she said, "Let me explain." And she started talking about my great great grandfather, Otway Burns, that we just spoke of. At his peak, Otway Burns was, in terms of today's dollars, was worth over $200 million. And yet he lost everything and died penniless. Then came his son, Captain Owen Burns, who was a merchant and a merchant sailor. And during the Civil War, he was a blockade runner and unfortunately was captured by the Yankees. They came from a prominent family down in North Carolina. And yet, as with so many people, everything was gone with the wind, and he died broke. Then along came my grandfather, Walter Burns Sr., who was an extremely successful businessman, a great salesman, did a lot of wonderful things, and he also was a very big risk taker. So at the time of World War One, he bought a whole bunch of barbed wire, no doubt leveraged to the hilt. And unfortunately, our government was selling that to our allies in Europe. And when he took constructive receipt, almost immediately thereafter, the war ended, and thus, uh, he lost all of his money because of the leverage. And finally, my dad, who was in the car with me when my mother told me about all this, little did I know that he would actually die broke, and it would be my honor and my obligation to, to take care of my mom for the last 12 years of her life. And so I decided right then and there to, as I would call it, to end the Burns family curse. And I've spent my entire life trying to understand the financial markets and all the related issues and so forth. And at first, this was just in my own enlightened self-interest, but I have enjoyed some degree of success. And it was a natural thing for me to find out that my calling actually has been, and remains so today, wealth management and trying to help other people.
Well, it's so important, as you and I both know, and through your family history, that life intrudes. I mean, You can be on top of the world one moment and certainly have challenges shot to you. And in today's world of ambiguity, politically, economic, and socially, so many of us are looking, how can we make smart decisions about our money? And, Walter, help me understand, what are some of the major benefits that your clients are going to receive working with you and your team?
It's interesting that you should ask that question. I've actually gone out and polled my clients about this issue, asking them what are the major benefits that you have received by working with our firm. And they all say, first of all, I don't worry anymore. I don't worry about money. I have peace of mind and I have comfort. And of course, this makes me feel great. But there must be something, this seems to be the end result. And so upon analysis and further questioning, what I found out was it was our processes and the procedures and a holistic approach that really ends up with having this sense of comfort. And so naturally, our core service is investment management. But we go beyond that with wealth transfer with a special focus on preparing heirs to receive the wealth. And so the wealth becomes an enhancement for those children and not a hindrance. And then there's income tax mitigation. We work with accountants and so forth to try to minimize any income tax liability that we can. And we also try to protect their assets from unfair lawsuits. And sometimes charitable giving is an issue, and so we integrate that. But then we go steps further. One of the things that we do is create a dynamic lifetime plan, which quantifies the goals of the client and also, of course, ties in with their investment portfolio. Naturally, these things, goals are going to change over time, and as well, investments are going to fluctuate in value. And by updating this on a quarterly basis, we find that our clients have a tremendous sense of comfort. And finally, the last element is our second opinion service. For those that are inclined, we try to help out their friends and family. And so I think the combination of all of these things ends up with our clients having a sense of comfort and peace of mind.
Well, in today's world, that's just so valuable, Walter. And tell me what type of clients you and your team best serve.
Well, actually, from the name of our company, you probably can tell it's Family Steward Wealth Consulting. And in fact, I am a family steward. And I define family stewards as being a successful person who is interested in living well, developing closer relationships within their family, and making sure that their wealth has a positive impact on their kids and is not a hindrance. And so you've heard the adage, birds of a feather flock together. And they do. And it's interesting, almost all of our clients are already family stewards. And these are just absolutely wonderful people to work with. And so that is our focus. And we pretty much limit our practice to working with other family stewards.
Well, and I know the impact that you're making with families is huge. And you and I have enjoyed long careers in the financial services industry. And tell me what you most value about your professional career.
I would say that the thing that I most value is being able to have a positive impact on the lives of our clients so they're able to live the best possible life and have the best possible enjoyment.
That is really, to me, the big value of being a financial advisor. And let me switch directions for a second. I know you are one of the hardest working guys I've ever met, and you're out there making a difference for a lot of your clients or for all your clients. Help me better understand, a little bit more of Walter. What do you do when you're not working, those rare moments?
Well, maybe I'm not working too much sometimes, but I love to travel. I've had the privilege of traveling all over the world. There are a few places on my bucket list that I still want to go, but travel is great fun with my wife. And then I love boating. I have a 34-foot mainship, and we take the boat out and go fishing quite often when the weather's nice. And then we also do fuddy-duddy cruise with friends and family. We go down the Intracoastal and have some wine and cheese and just enjoy it. And I've made trips to the Bahamas with the boat and Key Largo last year. But one other thing that I'm really excited about doing, and this item is on my bucket list, and I'm going to get it checked off, is in a short time I'll be going through the Blue Water Sailing School, getting the basic catamaran bareboat skipper with my son Owen. And We'll be on the boat for, I would say a week. And we don't get off the boat. They don't allow that. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how the father-son bonding works out on this one. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have a great time.
No, I love sailing. I love water as well, and I can't think of a better way of bonding. And it looks like it's been in your history, your family history, a little longer than mine too, Walter. But let me one last question. I'd like to do, for the benefit of your peers, your fellow financial advisors. You've enjoyed a great deal of success serving those clients, all your clients well, and doing well because of that. And what would be the one piece of advice that you would recommend that your fellow financial advisors do so they can enjoy the same level of success serving their clients?
John, I would say don't be a facilitator, be a leader. Stand by your core beliefs, your values, and the things that you know to be true, and inspire your clients to be all that they want to be uh, through your own leadership by example and walking the talk. Of course, you must know your stuff. And finally, above all, look out for your clients.
No, I couldn't have said it any better. I mean, that's some great advice, and you're a living example of putting it all into place. So I want to thank you again for making that big difference for your clients and really the community at large, and continued success.
Thank you, John. Great talking with you.